I'm gonna try this once, only once. And hopefully this goes as planned. Because if it doesn't go as planned, it's gonna be kind of ass. Let me just make sure the stream is Gucci. Let me just make sure it's okay. Let me just make sure it's okay. Okay. Y'all could definitely hear me. Now, what I'm gonna be basically doing, I've probably already shown this, but the reason why this is called Giant Simulator Hardcore Mode is because the one thing I'm not allowed to do is rebirth. Now, most of y'all might not even know, oh, what the fuck is Giant Simulator? Well, oh, hold on. I'll close this. Hello? No. Okay, wait. Why is it stuck on this? Like, let me click something else. Hold on. There we go. Okay, we're Gucci. Alright, so most of y'all might not even know what Giant Simulator is. So just to show y'all, I'ma make a new account. Just to give y'all the rundown of it. And I don't think anybody has came up with this specific idea for this specific game, so I should be the first ever to make this type of challenge, if I'm not mistaken, unless there's just a person that I have never seen play this game. But we're just gonna create a new account real quickly. And we're just gonna do Killer Expose Alt. I guess we're gonna just, okay, we're gonna create it, and then once it actually does what it needs to, oh, I gotta do all this. Come on. Alright, there we go. Now I gotta create a password. And now all we gotta do is search up in the game Giant Simulator. And here we are. This right here is the masterpiece of which we're going to be playing. And the thing about this is, Well, let's just get the rundown of it from the description, shall we say. Welcome to Giant Simulator, the most competitive simulator on Roblox. I doubt that, but we're just gonna go along with this. Train to become the strongest, fastest, richest player around. Find epic loot, legendary pets as you level up and dominate the server. Can you become a giant legend? Now, the thing about this game is the devs have not updated it in 2 years. But I'm going to show you why that leaves us in a good position. Because that means it's never going to get updated by this point. Or the only way it fucks us over is if it gets deleted. So let's just hop into a game so I can show y'all the basics of it. So obviously there's kills, levels, and rebirths within this game. There's an Arctic season. Okay. There's an Arctic season, which is what the last event that the devs left it on. Meaning, we can get OP pets easy. So we do all this. We go through the tutorial. See the purple banner flag icon on the right side of your screen, which is this. This is where we get quests. There's quests within the game. Now, for our hardcore mode, we're not going to be using this because some of the quests require boss kills. And to kill certain bosses, we need damage, which we're not going to have because in order to get more damage, we need to rebirth. And what's the one rule? We cannot rebirth. Another thing, the only way I would see myself doing quests is if I put my main account. But this is hardcore, meaning it's supposed to be harder than the original version, right? So we can't just use our alt account that has, almost everything to do this challenge. That would be hypocrisy. And another good thing that the devs left for us was the dungeons, which allows us to get very good loot early on. It was a way for every bad player to catch up with the pay to win and people who were very high levels, high rebirths. Because if we go over here real quick, there is a leaderboard for almost everything in this game. Almost, I say. There's one for quest points, which is the purple banner thing you see that on the third bottom one. Quest completions. When you complete a quest, there's these niggas just have no life. We got most rebirths, 12 mil. The thing with rebirths, it allows you to do multiple things. One, it gives, for each rebirth, gives these heart things. Now, we don't really need to rebirth to get them, but it's just more efficient to rebirth to get them, because once you hit level 100, you rebirth and you get 10 times the amount of your level or some shit. It's something like that. I don't know the math. I would have to relook at it. But we just go around leveling up, and then once we reach level 100, we rebirth. Obviously, the challenge we're going to be doing, we're not going to rebirth. So, I kind of already started this on one of my accounts. So, that's why I'm just kind of showing everything that I've done. So, the first thing you would want to do if you're doing... basically, levels equals rebirths. Rebirths goes into rebirth skills. And rebirth skills allow you to get more levels and money faster. Money is what you use to level up swords, like the training sword, and champions, which is also like the Knight of the Cavalry. You could also get staves, which basically do 3 times the amount of your you see how it has a 1 XP thing? It's gonna do 1 times your XP every swing. Now we could all, like, just go buy these crates, but we are not gonna do that. Why do that when we can go all the way to the event that's been out for 30 years by now, shall we say, even though this game has not been out for 30 years. As you can see, I'm gaining money and all that, and we can enhance our weapons so that now when I swing, I'm getting 3 XP, right? So whenever you use money, it's normally to get more levels. Now, the thing about that is, we're not going to be rebirthing, right? So we're going to be using 2 methods. One, we are going to be using the last event that they had, this one, to basically get pets that will basically allow us to get a lot of shit early on. And not only that, we're going to be using this and a full team of these. And not just a full team of them. There's this thing when you get a pet, if you get 5 of them, you can make them a royal. You get 5 royals, you make a rainbow. The rainbow is the best version of it, and it basically gives you more multipliers. So my plan here is, eventually I'm gonna either get a full team of rainbow these, a Santa suit, and Demon Ice with the Blade Burn, which I already have on the account that I'm going to be doing this challenge on. And that will be like the setup for what we need for levels. What the main problem is, the method in which I'm doing this. Because in order for us to get more levels, we have to rebirth. But there's a way to bypass that. So obviously, how I said about bosses earlier, if we go up in here, it's a Cyber City, right? There's this guy called Roboton. He has 500 health, right? 500 to 400 normally. We're gonna be using that guy. We're gonna either be using him, or if we go to the temple, like I said, rebirthing it would not be the only way to get soul gems, but there's this that gives us 1 soul gem. But this is very inefficient and not very fast. I would be sitting here for 30 years. There's a way to bypass this, right? And that is the dungeon. Because a little thing about the dungeon that nobody really knows, or I don't even know if they do notice it, is that it does give you soul gems. It's how I got my very cool alt account. So if we go in here, right? Yeah, go in here. Go over here. We start killing these dudes. Eventually, we will get to a room that has a chest, and that chest does have the chance to give us soul gems. It's just not very, I would probably have to wait to, do the right thing, because I kind of went in here too early. But that's cool. that's cool. All I have to do is kill these dudes and get to the room that I need to get to, so I could show. I could either go up in here, get a bunch of good stuff like swords to money to champions to swords that are unique to this place and that give a lot of levels for each swing, or I could waste my time killing Robertson to get, if I actually like sat here and killed him, he would give me a certain amount of soul gems, which is higher than just sitting at the thing, or sitting at the temple. So yeah, we're basically we're going to be playing this game on hardcore mode. So let me swap back to my account that I'm actually going to be doing this on, and I've already started it. I just haven't decided. Now, the thing about this game is, obviously you need a rebirth to keep progressing. But what if we took away that and still kept progressing? Because technically if I keep just killing Roboton, or wherever you call him, over and over, eventually I will get enough soul gems to upgrade stuff without even rebirthing. And how I'm going to prove that is I'm going to swap over to my actual account that I've been doing this on. And I can't show this because, you know, actually I'm just swapping. I don't know why. Alright. Now that we're on this, now that we're back on this, I can show what I've actually been doing. So, a contrast to the other account, you're going to notice I have a lot more stuff. The reason why that is once we load in, I can show you that you notice I have 14.7 million levels with 0 kills and 0 rebirths. I did not hack. I did not do anything besides 3 things. Firstly, you would notice I have the Blade Burn, which y'all are probably like, ain't no way you got that. Legit, there's no way you got that without rebirthing. Trust me, when there's a will, there is a way. To get this, you have to go in the dungeon to get a tier 4 spirit. Spirits is what you would use to upgrade, well, essentially upgrade swords and champions into getting better swords and champions. And I just sat in the dungeons for a very long time and was able to get a tier 4 Blade Burn sword upgrader and used it and got that. I also have Cold Healer, which is the second best spirit sword ever. And the thing about these spirit swords is, if you notice, they give a 1.6, they give more than a 1 times hearts or soul gems, which is going to be very useful for what we're going to have to be continuously doing. And as you can notice, or as you can see, I have these, which they're not really that hard to get because you just break snow. You just go to the Arctic area. You could either AFK right here, or where you see this dude at, See, he has a full team of snowmen, right? We're gonna be getting that soon. Or I might just skip that entirely and go for Rainbow Yetis. But you can also hit these to get more of the snowflakes. And basically what you use the snowflakes for is getting the event pets or getting these. I still do need to get the 5%, which is an artifact, which the artifacts gives us a 348 times coins, which is why and how I'm getting 1 million passively just by walking around and everything else. That's how I'm doing that. And that's also how whenever I swing, as you can see, I'm getting 37 to 38 levels each swing. It's very useful. And what I've just been repeating, or what I've just been doing to get to this point, is killing a certain robot. Because if I go over here, and I'm not gonna lie, the only thing that I will allow within this challenge is the auto swing. That is the only pay to win thing I'm ever gonna use. I can't even get 2 times coins, 2 times whatever. No, none of that. The only thing I'm allowed to get is the auto swing. Just because I don't want to go and just fucking use an auto clicker. I mean, you could do this with an auto clicker. That's just not my forte. Because that leaves my tablet to crash a lot. So I just rather use the in-game thing to do so. And we're basically just going to kill this person real quick. Once we do, you will notice that the 58 million soul gems I have will go up by 1. Not just one individual soul gem, but by a whole 1 million. The reason why that is because when you kill a boss, it drops soul gems, and what it normally does is give you, if I think about it real quick, hold on. Being that I have 2 swords that basically give me 1.62 times soul gems, and I don't think anything else gives more than... Yeah, that's the only thing that is helping me. Oh wait, never mind. These also give me... I need to get a better one of these artifacts. Because if those also give me a higher... more chance of getting more soul gems, I need to get a higher chance of those. But basically... the thing about Rebirth, in order to upgrade the skills, you need soul gems. You get those from rebirthing, which the most efficient way is rebirthing, right? But we're not doing that. So my other way of getting soul gems is killing this guy, because once his health hits 0, or any one of the bosses within this game health hit 0, they give you a whopping check, or a certain percentage of a soul gems. Now, starting off, this will probably take you a very long time, because if I look at my player stats right now, I have 2 days, 8 hours, 12 minutes, and 59 seconds of total time spent. The amount of soul gems I have earned without rebirthing are 251 million. They were all spent on skill levels. And the amount of times that I have killed Robert is 274 times. A lot of times, I tell you. Dungeon kills 4,585, if I believe correctly. And gold earn is 3.77 billion. So as you can see, I've been doing this for a very long time. If I have 2 days of gameplay within this game, and I'm only at 14 mil. The only thing I've been repeating is killing this dude, because he gives you a good amount of soul gems. And what I could do with those soul gems is upgrade these. And what these do, they increase XP gain by 7.75k. If I were to upgrade it, it would go up. So I basically just keep doing that. The reason why this is so much harder is because I would already be at level 50 billion if I were to just rebirth. Because if I were to rebirth, I would get 255 billion soul gems, which is a very good thing on your very first rebirth, if you ever seen it. I don't know what these dudes are talking about, but this is what I've been working on for the past 2 days. Well, not 2 days, it's more like a week, while also playing Fish. Alright, I guess that dude committed a murder or something, or I don't know. But if I were to press this button, my money, I now get 1.43 million passively, with just 60 million soul gems spent. This is all I've been doing for the last 2 weeks. I put like, I don't know how long I've been doing this, but I put like at least 3 to 2 hours in each day for this game. I kind of want to say something to them. Anyway, but that's basically what I've been doing. And this is what I would like to call Giant Simulator Hardcore Mode. That's all. How do I end this? Okay. A 30-minute video.